Here we are with a new budget air lens from Viltrox. I can't believe they released a new one in such a short time. This one is a full frame lens, the Viltrox 50mm f2 AF air lens. Viltrox made some nice budget options with the Air series, one of my favorite being the 25mm f1.7 for APS-C cameras, great image quality and fast AF. Is this lens as good as that? Let's find out. My name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and I love reviewing lenses, so for more reviews subscribe and watch my older videos. The build quality is pretty good for a lens in this price range. It is made from a good quality plastic, it has a black matte finish with white subtle markings. So far using the other Air lenses I didn't have any build quality problems. The focus ring is nice, decent quality rubber, turns smoothly and it is very well damped. It also rotates infinitely in both directions because it is electronic. Sadly it has no aperture ring, but I get why they did that to keep costs down. It is a budget lens after all. I would love some lenses with aperture rings from Viltrox for my Nikon ZF. The mount is metal and it has no rubber gasket because this is not a weather sealed lens. On the mount you can find an USB Type-C port. Through this you can install firmware updates to improve the lens performance. It has a 52mm filter thread and a minimum focus distance of 51 cm. Good, but more on this later. The lens weighs only 220 grams. The Viltrox Air 50mm f2 balances very well on my Nikon ZF. It is a lens that goes well with any camera in my opinion. The lens hood is very nice and the lens cap as well, both made from good quality plastic. The autofocus for photography is fast and reliable. I use the lens on the ZF, so if you use it on an older camera, you may have different results than me. I used this lens for a while and after going through all the photos, I found just one missed shot. That is very good for a budget lens. The video autofocus is very good in my opinion, reminds me of the Viltrox 25mm f1.7. I think this is as good as that lens when it comes to autofocus. Speaking about video, this lens has a bit of focus breathing, but I've seen worse on more expensive lenses. Another great thing about this lens is that there are no chromatic aberrations, no purple fringing wide open, even in extreme conditions. If this lens has good sharpness, it is going to be the best Nifty 50 you can buy for full frame cameras right now. And finally, image quality. Yes, this lens is very sharp in the middle of the frame from f2, plenty of details and good contrast. The corners are slightly softer but the far corners, and there is a bit of vignetting, but they are still sharp, don't get me wrong. Stopping down to f2.8 improves the overall image quality to great. Now the corners look better. Stopping down further to f4 gets rid of the vignetting. This lens is super sharp, maybe as sharp as the Nikon 50mm f1.8s lens. What can I say? When it comes to sharpness and contrast, this is one of the best lenses I've reviewed in the past months. Great job, Viltrox! Now let's take a look at photos taken at minimum focus distance and then at flaring. As I said earlier, the minimum focus distance is 51 cm. That is good in my opinion for a budget lens. The image quality wide open is sharp with good contrast and details. Flares, well, you can see for yourself that this lens performs very well when you shoot against a powerful source of light. You can see a bit of flares, but this performs better than more expensive lenses, and there is no loss in contrast. Longitudinal chromatic aberrations. Great news here as well, there are no longitudinal chromatic aberrations. What can I say? This lens is quite impressive. Overall, a great lens, no chromatic aberrations, very good autofocus, compact, great price and impressive image quality. This lens in my opinion is one of the best, if not the best, Nifty 50 you can buy right now. Many of you will ask if this is better than the Nikon 40mm f2. In my opinion, yes. If you worry about the fact that this lens is made from plastic, I have plastic lenses 20 years old that still work like new. So plastic is not bad, in some cases better than metal. But metal looks cooler and more premium. It is a great performing lens, and if it gets damaged, stolen or lost when you travel, you won't have to pay that much money to get another one. So some professionals should consider this lens as well. So I will highly recommend the Viltrox 50mm f2 air lens for beginners, enthusiasts and professionals as well. If this video was helpful, subscribe, like and use the links in the description to support the channel even more. Also check out my written reviews and my preset packs. See you next time.